Dear students, now we are going to discuss generation of AAM waves, square law modulator and switching modulator.
The circuit which is used to generate the amplitude modulated wave is called as amplitude modulator. There are different types of amplitude modulators are available. One is non-linear modulator, the another one is linear modulator. Non-linear modulator is also called as low level modulator because the AM wave can be generated at low power level. In linear modulator, the amplitude modulated wave can be generated at higher power level. That's why it's called as high power or high level modulator. Example for this non-linear modulators are square law modulator, balanced modulator. For this linear modulator, the example is switching modulator. Let's see one by one in detail. Square law modulator is a non-linear modulator. It is also called as low level modulator because it can generate AM waves at low power level. So in this block diagram, we are having three important components. One is adder or summer. The next one is nonlinear device. The third one is bandpass filter. So in this summer, the modulating signal and carrier signal both are connected in series and their sum is given as the input to the nonlinear device. Here Vi of t is the input to the nonlinear device, that is equal to sum of m of t and c of t. The next important component is nonlinear device. It is mainly used to implement square law modulation technique. So any nonlinear device like semiconductor diode or transistors can be used as a component in this section. Generally, a simple diode can be used as a nonlinear modulator here by restricting or limiting its operation to the nonlinear region. So based on the nonlinearity property, we can generate the square law modulated signal. The square law modulated signal is denoted as V1 of t. That square law modulated signal is given as the input to the third stage, that is band pass filter. So in this band pass filter, we are going to extract the desired signal to be transmitted. So these three are the important components used in the square law modulator. So as I told you, it is a low level modulator. So it can generate the signal at low power level. And the first section is summer. The modulating and carrier signal both are connected in series with each other. And the sum of m of t and c of t is given to the nonlinear device as the input. So as we know that m of t, that is the modulating signal or message signal, is equal to am cos omega mt. Am means amplitude of the modulating signal, omega m means angular frequency of the modulating signal. This can also be written as am cos 2 pi fm t, where fm is nothing but modulating frequency. C of t, that is the carrier signal, is equal to AC cos omega ct. AC is the amplitude of the carrier signal. Again, this omega c can also be written as 2 pi fct. Okay. So in the summer part, in the very first part, we are going to add modulating signal and carrier signal together. So Vi of t is equal to am cos omega mt plus AC cos omega ct. So consider this as the first equation. We are going to give this input signal to the nonlinear device. Nonlinear device is mainly used to implement square law modulation method. Here we can use either semiconductor diode or transistor as a nonlinear device. A simple diode can be used as a nonlinear modulator by restricting its operation to a non-linear region of its characteristics, because the diode can have the linear characteristics as well as non-linear characteristics. So we are going to restrict the operation of diode into its non-linear characteristics. Okay. So here the input and output relation of a non-linear device, that's what I told you earlier, non-linearity property here. So the input output relation of a non-linear device is given like this, that is V1 of t. V1 of t is nothing but the output of the non-linear device, that is equal to A Vi of t plus B Vi squared of t. So this is the non-linearity property or non-linearity relation between input and output. So consider this as the second equation. So here we know the first equation Vi of t, right? That is equal to Am cos omega mt plus Ac cos omega ct. So now we are going to substitute those values in the second equation. And here the A and B are the constant values. And now we are going to substitute Vi of t value here in the second equation. So the second equation becomes like this: A into Vi of t value, B into Vi squared of t. So here we are using square term. So this term becomes Am cos omega mt plus A into Ac cos omega ct, plus here we are going to use the formula A plus B the whole squared. So A squared means Am squared cos omega m squared t into B. B squared means Ac squared cos omega squared t plus 2ab. So 2ab means 2am ac cos omega mt into cos omega ct. So here we have to note down the very important point, that is this is the modulating signal m of t as such. Here this is the carrier signal which is multiplied with the constant value. Okay. So here this is the squared modulating signal. This is the squared modulating signal. This is the squared carrier signal. And the last part, this is what the amplitude modulated signal with both sidebands. Okay, with the sidebands. This is what amplitude modulated with the sideband signal. So this is the output of the non-linear device. So now we have the square law modulation which is having all the components: modulating signal, carrier signal, squared modulating, squared carrier, and then with sideband signal. So this is what square law operation. So after getting this output from non-linear device, we are going to give this signal into band pass filter. Band pass filter is used to extract the desired signal from the output of the nonlinear device, because the output of the nonlinear device having all the terms like modulating signal, carrier signal, squared modulating, squared carrier, and amplitude modulated wave with sidebands. So this band pass filter is tuned to the center frequency which is equal to the carrier frequency, and its bandwidth is twice the modulating frequency. Here 2 times the modulating frequency. W is nothing but what? Modulating frequency. Okay. So with this condition, we can extract the desired signal to be transmitted. So here the band pass filter allows only the carrier frequency and carrier frequency plus or minus the modulating frequency, and rejects the higher order terms. Finally, the output of the band pass filter is given like this. This is V naught of t, that is the output of the band pass filter, is equal to A into AC cos omega ct plus B into AM AC cos omega m t cos omega ct, because it is going to allow only omega c plus or minus omega m. Okay, that's why it's having omega c and omega m into omega c. As we know that cos A cos B is nothing but what? cos A minus B plus cos A plus B divided by 2. So we can write the term like this. So the output of the bandpass filter is having omega C plus or minus omega m. So for this signal, the spectrum can be drawn like this. So for this signal in time domain, we can get the frequency domain signal like this. So here we can have the carrier signal along with the sideband signals. Switching modulator is a linear modulator. It can generate the amplitude modulated wave at higher power levels. Hence it is also called as high level modulator. Here we are going to use a simple diode as a switching element. So this is the block diagram of switching modulator. So in the first step, the modulating signal and carrier signal both are connected in series and their sum is given as an input to the diode. Here Vi of t is nothing but the input to the diode. It is equal to the sum of M of t and C of t. So as we know the property of the operation of diode, during the positive half cycle, the diode is forward biased and it acts as a closed switch. If it is a closed switch, then the output is equal to the input. Correct. The same amount is appeared as the output whenever the switch is closed. During the negative half cycle, the diode is reverse biased and it acts as an open switch. At that time, there is no output. Okay. So after the switching operation, the output of the diode is given to the bandpass filter where we can extract the desired signal to be transmitted as an amplitude modulated wave. That is V naught of t. Okay, that is output signal at the end of switching modulator. So here the same thing, during positive half cycle of the carrier signal, the diode is forward biased and it acts as a closed switch. Therefore, the output of the diode is same as that of input. During the negative half cycle of the carrier signal, the diode is reverse biased and acts as open switch. Therefore, the output voltage is 0. Here, bandpass filter passes the frequency in the range of omega C plus or minus omega m and rejects all other frequencies. So here the input voltage Vi of t to the diode is given like this. Sum of modulating signal and carrier signal. So AC cos 2 pi FCT plus AM cos 2 pi FMT. The output varies with respect to the rate of carrier frequency. Correct. During the positive cycle as well as during the negative cycle based on the carrier frequency. Okay. So the output varies. Here we have to assume the carrier frequency should always be far greater than modulating frequency and the diode is ideal one. So with that assumption, the diode conducts when the combined signal is positive. Correct. It conducts when the combined signal is positive. Combined signal means Vi of t. The input is positive means it is forward biased and it conducts. Otherwise, there is no output. Finally, the output voltage of the switching modulator is given like this. V naught of t is equal to AC plus AM cos omega mt into cos omega ct. So multiply inside, you can get AC cos omega ct, that is the carrier signal, along with AC AM. Here it is AM is there. Okay, so here AC is a common one, or we can write KA. So AM cos omega mt cos omega ct. So here we can allow only omega c as well as omega m omega c. So this is the amplitude modulated wave at the output of switching modulator.